One of the listeners has asked or made a comment about a feeling of going mad and going in spirals, spiraling down to this, from what I understand, abyss where you feel insane, you feel like you're going mad, and whether I know anything about it, since I, according to him, had more knowledge of psychological issues. If I understood correctly, first of all, I'm just a guy with a diagnosis of schizotypal personality disorder, to which not everybody agrees that I have, but those people probably don't know what stpd is. Second of all, I don't have that much knowledge of psychological issues. I'm working my issues through with you guys. Excuse me. Working them out by listening to psychotherapists. I don't take the word, somebody says something to me that's it, that's full stop, no. And that's one of the reasons probably that I do have stpd, is that I'm constantly thinking, and the place of going mad and spiraling down into this abyss of darkness. And I think that can be interpreted in many different ways. That could be interpreted as psychosis, where you can't stop thinking. It seems like your thoughts take over. Thoughts might be very chaotic. They might be induced by substances, usually is. It could be induced by certain type of medication. If you're given the wrong medication, like some psychoactive medication or psychotropic, I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I'm not a doctor. Like I don't know all the, but you can, all the jargon. I don't know all the correct words to name those actions that happen when you're in the psychosis, in that dark state. I think Carl called it, or you could call it, a dark night of the soul. Perhaps that's not the same thing as psychosis, but I think it has similar connotations, if that's the right word. It has similar kind of traits where you feel like you're going mad. You feel like you don't understand anything, and then at the same time you understand everything. And it's also as dark as it's bright. It's almost the two polar opposites being happening at the same time. One moment you're happy, the next moment you're in a deep, deep hole trying to find a way out. And in these moments, if anything, a prayer helps. I rarely go to a prayer, but I haven't been having these moments that much lately. I just have like mood swings, where I feel quite happy, then I feel a little bit of sadness that, looking at the circumstances, like, I'm in my hometown, I'm going back to the past, like I'm not skateboarding as I used to, which was a very big level for me to count whether I'm doing good or not. then I start going like, oh, I'm lazy, even though I went to the gym today after a long time of not going to the gym. I found a gym, a tiny gym, where there's no people. I pay €5 per month. So for me, that's good enough. That's a perfect place. So, and you can see I go on tangents when I just think of something exciting. So another thing that helps when psychosis is happening in your mind is go exercise, go to the gym. For me, it doesn't help to go to the gym where there's a lot of people. That just increases my social anxiety, and I don't want that. So I so glad that I found something where that fits me, and this is the moment where I think mentioning psychosis, and things do get better, but you can't be relying on substances. You can't be relying, you have to, if you have a sensitive brain like mine, you have to be careful what you take in. And yeah, I'm not a doctor, but truly sometimes the simplest things is what helps the most, like exercise, going outside, eating some nice food, something healthy, even having a cup of coffee, if that is not going to send you off on a more of a spiral. You just kind of go on nature walks like I'm doing. That's what helps me. Talking out loud about my issues, about things that I had, especially with everything that I talk on this channel. I mean, this is the most like honest place for me to kind of show myself. I just walked up to a spider web and I decided that it's time to turn around and go back. So yeah, if you're going in a deep hole and you don't want to be there, just get out of there. But you got to physically get out. You got to become more extroverted. In the moment, I'm not saying like completely change your personality. We're all both introverted and extroverted, so we can be extroverts sometimes, if we need to be, just a tiny bit, because it helps to level the balance, the scales, level the scales, and realize that you're not just one type, and you can't change. Like, you can change, really, and things maybe change with time, but you have to give yourself time. You have to give yourself like credit. You have to thank yourself. You have to love yourself in order to move forward. Like, I can't like advocate for that enough, because I think most of my issues were always being so fucking hard on myself, and that is good in a way, but it didn't push me the right direction. I was like on a suicide mission, slow suicide mission, and it's still sometimes very confusing. Sometimes you get into this rut where you just don't know what's good anymore. Sometimes you start to think like, fuck, why am I staying sober? Like, there's so much fun to be had out there. Like, why am I, I could just smoke a little bit and just have fun with my friends, and just like be out there, It's never like that. That's the mind playing tricks on you. It's like confusing the good stuff with the bad. It's like, I think that's the demon on the shoulder, one of the shoulders that we have. It just pushes you into this cycle, That's why I mentioned prayer, because it really keeps the demons away, It's, I advocate for God, I'm not, I don't know, I was in dark circles before where, not very obviously, but it was some sort of worshipping of the devil, of the substances, of whatever, and there's two polar opposites. Everything's balanced, There's good sides and there's bad sides in this world, and you choose who you advocate for. So choose the right one. So coming back to psychosis, and to answer your question, that's the long answer to your question. As I said, I don't have the knowledge. I just have examples of myself and how I get out of it. Because if you're asking about it, perhaps you want to get out of it, because it feels like you're not in control. But I do this thing every day where I say, and I 10 times repeat, I'm in control of my life. I'm in control of my life. I'm in control of my life. And the way you say it, you have to mean it as well. Like, you have to really mean what you say. So you're in control of your life, and it gives you more power. Like, life can change like so quickly, but you have to believe. So I believe in you. I truly do. Because I believe in myself, and I didn't for a long time. Like, I did, but it was belief in, at the end of that belief was belief in somebody else. Now I'm starting to believe that it's me. I was listening to Alan Watts, and he was talking about I am God, and we are all part of this God substance. So if you're one with God, you realize, you recognize that you have a part of him or her in you, then nothing can stop you. You know that, what you're working with is God. So don't be fooled by the devil. And I'm not being religious in a Christian matter or anything like that. I'm just saying God can mean anything to you. It could be nature, it could be all sorts of things, but it has to matter to you. So, as always, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being with me. You are quite a being, You're supersonic, super powerful. So keep that in mind the next time you're going on a spiral. And I wish you a great day, morning, evening, nighttime. Thank you for being with me. I'm infinitely grateful. You're my strength, and I'm enjoying making these videos for you. I'm learning with you. Whatever I'm saying, preaching, teaching, whatever, sharing, I need to apply it to myself. So let's keep getting better together. I love you, and take care. Peace.